Well, today's repair is going to be something a little bit different. Today I'm going to attempt to repair a time clock. I had this thing for many years. So what is it? It's a Lathem 4221. And what's happening to it, it's losing time. Now, I've worked on these before. Usually just the little motor goes bad. You know, they just quit altogether or they start making a lot of noise. That's no big deal. But what's happening with this is the clock face keeps perfect time, but the stamping part is losing time. I'm losing, like an hour or two every week. So I believe it's in the mechanism. It's probably dirty or something. Got some grit in there. For some reason it just doesn't ratchet dependably like it's supposed to. Every now and then it doesn't catch or something. So that's my thinking. So let's so I've already cleaned it just a little bit. What I did, I took some carb cleaner, choke cleaner, sprayed it in there because I realized that rinses all the oil and stuff off completely. But my goal is to get it really clean. I still got a lot of crud here on the wheels, so I'm gonna clean them a little bit more. I'm gonna roll them around because you can see the ink and stuff still on them. I'm gonna roll them around, spray some carb cleaner on them. I'm gonna do this, and then take my little toothbrush, just clean them up, get them good and shiny. See that so much ink is on them. I'm gonna do that first. After I do that, blow it off with an air hose. Come back, spray it down with some WD-40, and also read online somewhere, some time clock repair place. After you spray it down with WD-40, you heat it up good with a heat gun to get off the excess residue. So I guess it just leaves a very slight residue on there, but not enough to have dust and but not enough to have dust to stick to it and cause more trouble, because you don't want too much oil. Too much can be a bad thing. So I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit better. So let me spray some carb cleaner on it. And get my little toothbrush, go to town. So I'm going to do that for a few minutes, see how it looks, and then we'll proceed. Okay, I think you can see the difference. See how shiny those wheels are now? I think that'll make a difference. And then I'm just going to take my WD-40 and give it a good spray. And then I'm going to heat it up with my heat gun, dry off the residue. Sounds better already. Real good. Alright, got that part done. Let me get the heat gun plugged up and we'll do some drying. Okay, so here's my strategy, because I really doused it good with WD-40. I'm going to try to blow off the excess. Then I'll take the heat gun and warm it up real good. And it says to do this for about 5 minutes. Heat gun or hair dryer. I'm going to do this for a while, then I'll set the time. Oops, don't fall over. I'll set the time, and we'll go from there. So here's another point of view. See what I'm doing. Just drying off all that WD-40 real good. You can smell it. How you see it smoking. Golly. Might be getting it too warm. And as a side note, this is pretty cool how this works. Well, one thing, if you ever go to put a ribbon on one of these things, make sure you lift this up and get the ribbon under it. That's the way it's supposed to be, not on top. But it's pretty cool how the ribbons, when they get to the end, it reverses and goes the other direction. You see the little cam gear back here in the back. And you see this one back here is not engaged at the moment. I'm trying to be careful because this thing's still hot. So, and you'll see right there, there's a little rivet. So as you click, every time you click it, advances one tooth. so you get a fresh, clean spot on the ribbon for the next stamp. And then when that little rivet hits this lever, it shifts gears. Okay, now it just disengaged this gear and has engaged this one. So by doing so, now the ribbon will start rolling up the other way. It'll start going this direction every time you click it. So that's pretty interesting how the mechanicals of this thing works. I don't even know if they still make mechanical time clocks or not. Everything's electronic these days. But it's pretty neat. So now I'm going to plug her up, set the time, and I guess I'll wait. Okay, so it's time to set the time on this thing. So you can see here my little test piece of paper. It's coming up Sunday, 5:27. It's actually like Monday at 2 in the morning or something. So in order to get this to come up, you got this little lever here. Hang on, get my camera in the right spot. So you flip down this lever. That lifts it up, and there's a little catch back here on the back side. So to drop it, then you flip this lever. Flip that lever and it comes back down. That's how that works. So now we got to get it off Sunday, and you can see it right there. It's Sunday. So got a little lever here on the side. We push it up. That unlocks it. But we still trying to get it back. Let's get this thing to focus a little bit. Get some better lighting. There we go. All right, so in order to release it, in order to move this wheel, we got these little levers over here. You see that little lever right there that's holding it. That little lever right there is going to prevent me from moving this. So when I push this little lever here, you can see it raise. So it raises up. I can move this over to Monday. That's all it takes. All right, so now I've got Monday lined up. I'll drop it down here. All right, put my piece of paper. See if we don't have Monday. Nope, that's Wednesday. I went the wrong way, didn't I? All right. Let me regroup. Wait a second. No need to regroup. I was just holding it wrong. That's Monday. That's an M. That's what I'm looking for. All right. It's just too late, I guess. So that part's good. So let me just finish. And you just do the same thing with the other wheels. You just move them into the correct position to set your time, and just have it match the face. Well, that's another thing to do. We got to adjust the face clock too, don't we? Let's do that. Okay. So to advance the face time, you got this little wheel here on the side, and it can be hard on your finger if you got to crank it a whole lot. Because it looks like I got to go to about almost 3 o'clock. So get something here to. There we go. That's working better, and it's easier on my thumb. But you get the ideal. So I'll finish getting this in time. Okay, so now she's set right. There we go. Monday, 2:59 a.m. And let this sit and run for about a week, and we'll see if we lose time. Well, good news, good news. It's been 2 weeks, and check this out. We're keeping perfect time. So the repair worked. Giving it a good cleaning, getting it real hot like I do with the heat gun, or your hairdryer would do the same thing. Seems to have done the trick. So now I have a spare time clock, which if you got a business, it's always a good idea to have a spare one, because the one goes down on you, and then people are doing write-ins, you can't read the writing and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, so didn't cost me a thing, just a little time, a little testing, and now she's going. I did notice something, I don't know if I pointed this out before. It's pretty handy what they do here. They give you, because this is the model number, this is the 4221. And if we get a little more focus, serial number, I like to know how old this is. I really don't know. Maybe that serial number will tell me some way. But also it gives you the ribbon part number and the motor part number in case the motor ever fails. And I have replaced motors on these before. Usually they start making racket. You can tell when they're about to die. Of course, they slow up or suddenly stop. But like my problem was, it was just losing about 2 or 3 hours every week, just slowing down. And evidently that has been cured because now she's doing great. But also I thought at this time I would show you exactly a little bit more detailed in replacing the ribbon on this thing. So first of all, let's flip our little lever right down here to release it, come up, and then when you want to drop it back down, same thing. It's not very obvious. Got a small lever here you push to drop it down. All right, so let's get this up. Of course, it's probably wise to unplug it, so let me do that also. Okay, now she's unplugged. All right, let's get it in camera shot. Of course, I don't have a new ribbon here with me, but you'll get the idea. I'll take this off and I'll put it right back on. Oh, first of all, the little pencil is handy because you want to lift this thing up here and wedge it up out of the way. So you can get to it. Get your little tool, be in a place so that if this thing goes flying, you'll be able to find it. Because they can take off sometimes. There it goes. Got that. Get the other one. Okay. So that's all you do. Take the ribbon off. Boom. So it does help taking that off. And you got to note that because sometimes it's easily to put the ribbon on there and lay the ribbon on top instead of below where it belongs. And it's also, you'll see one of these will be loose. You can free. The other one will be locked into the gear. You got these little gears here. I showed it to you earlier how they switch and shift. When it gets to the end of the ribbon, it hits that little rivet and it shifts it and it rolls back the other way. So shift it back this way. All right, so that one's free. So easy peasy. You get your new ribbon. Just kind of make it a little tight, lined up. Slide it right in there. Like that. You got those little weird notches you have to line up. And then on the wheel that's loose, you just roll it up. Take up the slack. There you go. That's how easy it is to change a ribbon. And then you carefully put these little clips back on there and don't let them get away from you. There we go. Got that one in. Well, almost got that one. There we go. Now that one's in. Take your pencil out. Drop that down. Okay. Well, again, lower this. That's working. Plug her back up. Give it a test. Okay. Piece of paper. And there we are. 4:08 a.m. Yes, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I work late. Great. Super. Well, there you go. I guess that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.